Tonight we had quiche with a side of fruit salad, starting off with some ice water for the pie crust. I set that aside and then I combined flour, salt, and sugar in a bowl, and then I just mixed that around. Then I added in some butter shortening and mixed that in until it was well incorporated. Then I grated some frozen butter and added that in as well. Mixed that, and then I slowly began to add in my ice water just until the dough came together. Once it comes together and just like sticks to itself, then it's done. And then I dumped it out on the counter and form it into discs, just kind of pressing it together but not kneading it. You don't really want to knead this because then it will become gummy. And so for a nice flaky crust, you just want to push it together. So then I just repeated that. And once I repeated that, then I wrapped them in plastic wrap and placed them in the refrigerator to chill for at least 30 minutes or until I was ready to make them. And I gave them some faces for personality, of course. Then I got started on my bacon and sausage, and I just cut my bacon in half and then in half again, just so that they would be nice small pieces that cook really fast. And you can use whatever you want for this recipe, which is why I really like it. You can use leftovers, you can just use whatever you kind of have in your fridge, and it'll come out pretty good, I think. So once your bacon is nice and crispy, then I removed that from the pan, and then I added my sausage and browned that up. Once that was all brown, I removed it from the heat, and then I got started cutting up some vegetables. I cut some colorful bell peppers as well as an onion, and I also had a green bell pepper, some leftover green bell peppers that I'm going to add in as well. Then by this time, I went ahead and rolled out my dough until it was big enough to fit into my dish. And so then I just placed it in there and cut off the excess, and then I repeated it again with the second crust. Roll it out, put it in the shell, cut off the excess, and then I just poked some holes in the bottom and along the sides, and then I blind baked that for about 15 minutes. Then I put my eggs in a bowl, added some milk, cheese, and just some everything bagel seasoning. Then I added in those green bell peppers, those colorful bell peppers, and the onion, and then I just poured that over the top of the shells, and I baked those for about 40 minutes just until the egg sets. Then for the fruit salad, I cut up some plum clots, some green pears, some yellow peaches, and some mandarin oranges. And then I just used the rind of that orange and I squeezed it in a bowl, and I added some lime juice as well as some honey, and then I poured that over my fruit. Mixed that in really well. Then by this time it was done. Cut a good slice, and there you have it. Hope you guys enjoy. If you try it, let me know.